Good day to you, pre-algebra students. This video is to check your work from lesson 93. So make sure you have your work in front of you. Make sure you have something to check your work with. Make sure that you understand the procedures that I'm showing you through this video. If there's anything you don't understand, please email me and leave me a phone number where I can reach you so that we can make sure that you understand how to work out these problems, okay? Okay. So lesson 93, your first problem was number 5. And in number 5, it says to graph all real numbers that are greater than or equal to -1. So I did greater than or equal to -1. I made a filled in circle for -1 that are also less than 5. So I made an open circle on 5, and I can only shade the numbers between -1, including -1, and ending at 5, open circle on 5. Number 6, it's a probability problem. From a deck of 26 alphabet cards, the X is missing, so that means we only have 25 cards. What's the probability of drawing a vowel? Well, there's 5 vowels listed there out of 25 cards. 5 out of 25 is 1 out of 5 reduced, but they wanted us to show it as a decimal, so it's 2/10. B says, if one of the vowel cards is drawn but not replaced, so now we only have 4 cards out of 24 total, what's the probability that you draw another vowel? 1 out of 6. 4 out of 24 reduced is 1 out of 6. Number 8. The first set they give us is the set of even numbers, and the second set is the set of odd numbers. For A, they ask for the intersection. Well, there's nothing common between those groups. So, the intersection is the empty set. B, they ask for the union. If you combine all the even numbers and all the odd numbers, then you get the set of counting numbers. So I started at 1 and went up. My ... says it continues in that way. Number 9 was from today's lesson. 2 solutions to this equation. X squared plus 1 equals 50. So I subtracted 1 from both sides. I got x squared equals 49. That means I had some number. I multiplied it times itself, and I got to 49. Well, I could get 49 if I multiplied positive 7 times 7. I would also get it if I multiplied negative 7 times 7. Okay, so we think about, when we want to square root this, we think about plus or minus the square root. Plus or minus the square root of these. Okay? Number 10 was one of our FOIL problems. Okay? X minus 7 quantity squared means x minus 7 times x minus 7. So F is for first. First terms. X times x gives me x squared. Outside. This one and this one. X times -7 gives me -7x. Inside. -7 times x gives me -7x. Last, -7 times -7 gives me positive 49. My 2 middle terms will combine. -7 and another -7 make -14. X squared minus 14x plus 49. Number 11. It's another FOIL problem. 2x plus 4 times x minus 1. First, 2x times x is 2x squared. Outside, 2x times -1, -2x. Inside, positive 4 times x is positive 4x. Last, positive 4 times -1 is -4. My 2 middle terms combine. -2 and positive 4 make positive 2. 2x squared plus 2x minus 4. Next is number 12. Number 12. They want us to find the area of this rectangle, and it measures radical 10 times 2 radical 10. Okay, so when I multiply these together, I get 2, and I can put both of the numbers inside the radical under the same radical, 10 times 10. Well, 10 times 10 is 100, and the root of 100 is 10. So now I have 2 times 10. My final answer is 20 units squared. Number 13. They ask us to find an expression for area and perimeter of a square if the sides measure 2x. Well, we know that for area of a square, we take the side and we square it. So to find area, I said 2x times 2x, and I got 4x squared for the area. The formula for perimeter of a square is just the side length times 4. So I did 2x times 4. So the for the perimeter would be equal to 8x. Number 15, 2 radical 12 plus 4 radical 75. Well, I took my 2 radical 12 and I broke it down into 2 radical 4 times 3. And then my 75 I broke into 25 times 3. 4 radical 25 times 3. Then I saw 4 is a perfect square, so the root can come out, which is a 2. So on the outside here, I have 2 times 2. My 3 stays inside the radical. Over here, my 5 can come out. The root of 25 is 5, so it comes out. And so I have 4 times 5 on the outside. Radical 3 stays on the inside. So then I multiplied what was outside. 2 times 2 is 4 with radical 3. 4 radical 3 plus 4 times 5 is 20. Radical 3. So now these are like. Okay, they're both numbers radical 3s. 4 and 20 make 24 radical 3s. 24 radical 3. Number 16. We have to solve this inequality and graph it. Negative 2x minus 4 is greater than or equal to x plus 5. So I got my x's together over here. I subtracted x from this side and subtracted x from this side. The x's here are gone now. Negative 2x and another negative x gives me negative 3x. And then I wanted to get my negative 4 over here with my 5. So I added a 4 to both sides. Plus 4 here gets rid of these. So now I have negative 3x is greater than or equal to 9. So I need to get x by itself. It's being multiplied by negative 3, so to get it by itself, I divide by negative 3 on both sides. Negative 3 divide by negative 3x divide by 3 leaves me with x. Remember, if I divide by a negative or multiply by a negative on an inequality, my inequality symbol reverses. So instead of greater than or equal to, now I have less than or equal to negative 3. So I drew my graph, my number line, closed circle on negative 3. I want values less than, so my arrow goes to the left. Number 20. They give us the formula here for, it was surface area of a cube. A equals 6 times the length of the side squared. They want us to solve for s. So I said, well, right now, to start getting s by itself, I need to divide both sides by 6. So I divide by 6 here, those cancel. Divide by 6 here, now I have a over 6 equals s squared. Well, now I have to square root to get s by itself. I've got to do it to both sides. So s is equal to the square root of a over 6. Okay, number 21. In number 21, they tell us that a cube that contains a liter of water has a surface area of 600 centimeters square. Okay, that means all 6 surfaces, if I combine all their areas, I would get 600 centimeters squared. So that, I know that a cube has 6 surfaces, so if I divide 600 by 6, that means the area of each of the faces must be 100 centimeters square. So that tells me if the area of each face is 100, that each side must be 10, because 10 times 10 gives me 100 for the area. So the sides of each face measure 10 centimeters, that's B. And then C asks for volume. Okay, so I did my formula for volume. Volume equals the area of the base times the height. I knew that the area of the base is the area of one of the faces, times 10 centimeters for the height, because all the sides are the same length, 1,000 centimeters squared. Number 24, they give us a proportion that looks different than any proportion we've ever done, okay, but we can still use the same rules. If we have 2 fractions that are equal, their cross products must also be equal. So I did 2 times x, which gave me 2x, is equal to 3 times x plus 1. 2x is equal to, I distributed here, 3x plus 3. I wanted to get my x's together, so I subtracted 3x. Subtracted 3x, this is gone. 2x minus 3x is a negative 1x, is equal to 3. I want to get x by itself, so I divided both sides by negative 1. X is equal to negative 3. Send me an email if there's anything you still don't understand so that I can call you to go over whatever it is that you're still not getting. Bye guys, have a great day.